Hi guys, and welcome to my domain. So, I want to welcome you all to the first edition of Nightly Weekly what am I saying?
Dude, what is he saying?
Nightly News. Yes. Anyways, after that blender. So let me talk to y'all a little bit about something that I wanted to do today because this is going to be a little bit different. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. I've just, been waiting for some things. Shout out to Cole, one of my good friends. Y'all might know them as Ghost Queen. They did do the thumbnail picture, or at least the little emote of me drinking the tea. I asked them to do it, so I do really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. I've been wanting to do this for a while because if y'all don't know, I have been trying to kind of find still my bearings. I've done YouTube for a while, but I've mainly just done a lot of streaming rather than video content, and I do videos where I can here and there. I started out with playthroughs and I was like, I like that, but I want to do more. And then I started doing these really, I believe, not to gloat on me, these really well edited videos. But that's so time consuming. It is very time consuming, and often it kind of just drained me a little bit because I'm like, wow, okay, I'm kind of done with, making content for a while. Let me stop. And then I have all these ideas in my head of what I want to do, but I don't get around to them. And then it's just this vicious cycle of me not doing content. So I figured I'd do something like this. If you've ever seen Omni's video style, this is essentially what I want to do, but this is going to be geared towards gaming content exclusively. Anything gaming related, really, if it has to do with people, companies, obviously games, developers, whatever have it, you name it, I want to talk about it. So one thing I will ask y'all is, if you don't mind, in the comment section below, I would actually really appreciate what y'all would want me to talk about the next time, because again, I want to do this as a weekly thing, but I also want to talk about things that y'all want to hear as well. So with that being said, this is going to be a new series I want to try and do every week if I possibly can. But again, let's just see how it goes. I'm very excited about it. It's actually like 2:44 a.m. when I'm filming this, so if that doesn't tell you anything, there you go. I'm freaking excited about it, right? So let's get into it, guys. I don't want to waste too much of y'all's time. Let's get into the juicy news. Why don't we? So for the first thing I wanted to talk about, you guys, I don't think I could have found anything better than this to start off with, because when I saw it, I was like, there ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way. Like, I know Nintendo Japan are very strict about the copyright laws and what you're doing. I've talked about that before with Sony Music Entertainment, especially Japan. And I've talked about, like, I could have lost my channel if it was because of them. But I read this and I was like, if you can't read it, it says arrested Pokemon hacker could spend 5 years in prison. Can you just imagine how that conversation would go in prison? Yeah, man, like, what you in for? Just curious, I don't want you, hopefully it wasn't nothing weird. And I was like, oh, just hacking Pokemon. Yeah, I sold some hack Pokemon games. Oh. Alrighty then. Like, how does that conversation even go? But anyways, I get that selling stuff like that is not something that should be allowed, but 5 years for it is actually insane. So let's actually get into it a little bit. Kind of what I want to do from now on, guys, whenever I do this style of news, is obviously if there's a video to show, I'll show a video. Or if there's something like this, I'll just kind of debrief y'all into what I've read from it. So let's get into it. So as you can see, some key highlights just from this in general. Selling modified Pokemon in Japan can lead to huge fines and jail time, as seen in the recent arrest of a 36-year-old man. The risk of selling hacked game files is not worth the potential consequences, including legal action and imprisonment. While it may be tempted to buy modified Pokemon for an advantage, it's best to avoid this practice to stay out of trouble. So I'm kind of wondering, like, could you still get in trouble for purchasing this? Because obviously we know that if you're selling modified Pokemon, okay, out there, you can't get in trouble, but that's actually kind of insane. to think that you can get in this much trouble. So I'm wondering, if you actually purchase it, what kind of trouble could you get into it for that? So, as we can read here, a Japanese man arrested for modifying and selling Pokemon and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet could end up spending 5 years in prison. The rest is the latest in the crackdown on modifying and altering game files in the nation. So, as you can see, it basically talks about that it's a big issue going on with Scarlet and Violet. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is not the first instance I've seen a Pokemon being hacked. Okay, we've seen that time and time and time again from generation to generation. I remember going to the GTS, seeing somebody with a weird freaking name and a shiny, and they were just offering you, or they wanted you to offer them like something simple, and you're like, huh? So like, what's going on with them? You know, I'm not advocating for people to get arrested, but I'm just saying, hey, fair is fair. Like, why are you coming after this man? But I guess it's because he's selling copies, right? I guess that is the difference. Because as you can see here, while generally seen as a nuisance and a potential issue for tournaments in the West, modifying and selling Pokemon in Japan can bring major fines and jail time. That's just insane to me. On April 9th, Yoshiro, and I'm sorry if I butcher his name, Yamakawa, was arrested for the modification and sale of altered Pokemon game saves. According to police statements as reported by the NHK and translated by Automaton, the player was offering modified Pokemon for sale online from anywhere from $30 to $90. Dang, $90, crazy. Between December 2022 and March 2023. In Japan, this violates the Unfair Competition Prevention Act. Man, you know, wow, okay, wait. At this point, the investigation is ongoing. They believe that sales could have been worth millions of yen or thousands of dollars in the U.S. currency. While it will be some time before the outcome of the Pokemon crime is an insane title, is known, maximum penalties from this crime include a 5 million yen, 33,000 USD penalty, and imprisonment of 5 years. That's actually crazy. Yeah, I've been wondering that too. Like, obviously, it's really bad in Japan, but like, what else could you get in trouble like if you sold this anywhere else? I mean, it says right here, the first time that Japanese Pokemon hackers have been caught and faced an outcome like this was in Sword and Shield in 2021 with someone who's 23. Bro, I'm 24. That's actually insane to even think about. See, Nintendo has been quick to pursue legal action, which we definitely know. I don't think that they could. I mean, like, they can definitely try to get people in other countries, but especially in Japan. If you're doing it in Japan, it's Joe over for you, right? They've been obviously trying to crack down on this, especially since the 3DS came out. Well, I wouldn't say when the 3DS came out because it was still really big, but when the Switch came out. But it's been happening since the 3DS, right? It's just insane to me. Hey, man, listen. It's because he was making money, and you don't F with Nintendo and making their money. See, I don't know who would be worse to go up against, Nintendo or the IRS. I mean, I have to deal with the IRS all the time, but I don't think I want to deal with Nintendo's legal team. That is a scary sight to behold. So, I don't know what's going to happen to this man. I kind of want to keep up to date with him, but let's see. I hope he doesn't have to spend 5 years. That's actually insane. Okay, something on the shorter side of news. This is both repulsive, but I so wish I could tell y'all that I was surprised, but I am not. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had a tournament specifically with card games. They have had a knack for this. So many tournaments have actually had to put in the rule, hey, you have to take a shower, or you have to at least smell decent before you come here, and you can't be reeking up the place or you're instantly disqualified. I cannot believe in the year of our Lord 2024 we are still dealing with this. Yo, actually insane. So if you read what they're basically saying, Yugioh Player quits tournament because her opponent smells bad. A woman who has participated at the 2024 Konami, which this is official. This is an official tournament. I want you to know, Konami official. Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments in Japan, said that the smell was so bad she couldn't participate and didn't feel bad for quitting. Y'all, you know it's bad when someone who's probably been training for quite a while and's been going to different tournaments and playing this game for a while was like, you know what? It ain't worth it, Chief. I'm giving up. I think that's so, like, that's horrible. She should be able to enjoy it and just be able to play in the tournament, but she can't because everybody reeking like rancid 50-year-old BO out here. Insane. And you can even see here, it says in 2019, Konami started to crack down on poor hygiene at its official Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG tournaments, with the implementation of a new rule that penalizes players if they are or their clothes are dirty or bad smelling. See, this has been going on, and this has been, I do want to know, it's been going on way before 2019. This is just when they started to crack down on it. Actually insane. On this, it says right here that on the TCG boards, the player elaborated on the discuss, explained that the smell was no laughing matter and urged duels to take baths.
Stinky.
Take baths. You can't, like, I don't think you can get worse than that. That has to be on a new level of like craziness for me. There are some stinky female duelists, but the men are in a class of their own, she adds. Y'all, like I said before, I've seen news on this before. This is not something new, unfortunately. But to see this still happening, and to see this happening to her, I don't even know, guys. It's kind of like conventions, right? This happens to anime conventions all the time. And people always say, and which rightfully so, they're like, if you can afford a con ticket, you can afford deodorant. I think that's very valid for tournaments like this, but whatever, I guess everyone doesn't care about their hygiene. Yay. Okay, so I know I'm kind of like a week late to this, and I'm not really going to go over necessarily this article, but I did just want to talk about how crazy that this is. I think developers are starting to realize what people want, and co-op horror games sell like hotcakes. I need y'all to understand, co-op horror games will sell like hotcakes. You got Phasmophobia, Lethal Company, which this content warning is based off of. If you can get a decent functioning co-op horror game with some new elements in it from previous titles, you are bound to almost get something going for you one way or another. Now, how long that game will last, I don't know, because a lot of these games I do feel like definitely die out rather quickly, but then they also have a decent fan base or player base over a while. Phasmophobia, you still got people playing it to this day, and it's still doing really good. It's definitely not a dead game by any means, right? It's definitely gone down a lot, but it's not a dead game by any means, and the developer's still pushing stuff. Same thing for Lethal Company. I kind of feel like it's definitely dying down, but what kind of grinds my gears a little bit, right, is when people are like, oh, it's a dead game and blah blah. Okay, is it only a dead game because you don't play it anymore and the initial hype of it died down, or is it actually a dead game and no one's playing it, it's not being updated anymore? There's a major difference between a game losing its initial hype versus a game that's actually dying. So it's just really interesting to me that yet we've got another thing coming out, and this was an April Fool's like joke. I don't know if they talk about here. Yep, right here. Prior to this year's April Fool's release, the team was interested in making a horror game, and content warning gave them the chance to scratch that itch. See, this was supposed to be Landfall's little like, haha, gotcha, and they're like, oh crap, wait. Oh, people actually like this. Wait a minute, like, you know what I'm saying? So really cool stuff. I had a fun time streaming content warning when I did, and I hope nothing but success. And I think there's still a long way this game has to go, but again, I hope nothing but success for these developers for an elaborate April Fool's joke. Crazy. Okay, so this is actually a bit outdated now, but I really have been wanting to talk about this because another thing that grinds my gears is when people are also saying that a game is dead because, you know, it's not being produced as fastly as they want it to, especially for indie games. Now, I will say the Funkin crew wasn't the best at keeping up to date. They had a blog going and then it just like stopped, and then there was nothing on the Kickstarter. I'm a Kickstarter supporter. Love Friday Night Funkin' still this day, despite all the crazy crap that's happened in it. But it really just grinds my gears when people are like, oh my god, this game is never coming out. He spent it on crack and this and that. I was like, guys, obviously that was a joke. Like, even I could tell that was a joke. Let's be freaking for real here. He obviously didn't spend it on crack. Okay? But like, I also just didn't like the fact that people were like, yeah, it's never coming out. Ugh, like, it's just been too long. Where's the next week? And you're like, bro, chill out for a second. Let them cook, right? Because the new week is not, there's not supposed to be a new week as far as I know. It's supposed to just all come out at once, right? Once they're finished. Guys, I don't think y'all realize how much stuff that they have to implement into the Kickstarter. And I'm not trying to, you know, hop on their you-know-whats and write it. But I'm just saying, you know, have a little just patience for indie developers. This is their first major game together like this, and they've got a lot that needs to get done according to how much they got funded with the Kickstarter amount. So again, let them cook. I actually haven't seen this, so I did want to kind of react to it a little bit with y'all, and let's just go over it and see what's going on. I've been waiting to do this. Like I said, again, this is kind of older news, but since it's my first time, hey, man, it's fine. It's chill. Let's go into it, and let's see what it has to say.
That movie was way better than I thought it would be, honestly. What was your favorite part, babe?
The one thing I will always tell you is that they are trolls to the max. I don't think I've ever seen game developers this trollish, but also this serious about a project. So I'm not even surprised that something like this was... I was not expecting this, but I'm not surprised that this is just my initial intro into it.
Yeah, same.
Oh my god.
When he torched the infirmary, I nearly pissed myself. I laughed so hard.
This sounds like those AI voiceovers, I swear.
So,
I know it's not,
what do you
but...
want to do now? Oh, you got some new tracks to show me? Can I hear
here we
them?
go.
Hear 'em?
Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Some things from Erect Mode. I have missed Friday Night Funkin'. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a year since I've done a mod. Or mods in general. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love this design right here. It's giving like... Oh my god. That sounds so painful. That sounds insane to me. Oh my god. Oh, that sounds good though. This is like giving old 90s videos style stuff, I swear. I love it. Oh my god. Bro. I cannot wait. This one's probably the cleanest so far. But I can tell that part would be so hard to do. Of course. Part 2 below. Oh. Scroll your fat hand down and click on the... Okay, hold on. I actually didn't even know there was a part 2. So let's watch part 2, I guess, as well. Okay, so this is part 2. Continuing again. This was all posted by Phantom Arcade on Twitter. Oh, God. Oh, shoot. This is such a trip. How... It's been 3 years already? 4? 3? How long has it been, guys? Since the initial release of all this? Oh, shoot. Wait, that actually looks so cool. I love the Earthbound vibes. That is so cool. I hope they have some of this stuff in the game itself. Ooh. Yeah, that actually sounds really good though. That just sounds so good. See you soon. Wow. Okay, guys. I mean, like, at the end of the day, y'all saw I was smiling like this the whole time. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So excited. So excited. Again, Friday Night Funkin' is something I've been interested in ever since I got it recommended to me with shout out. He used to go by Phoenix, right? I don't know what you go by now, my good sir. When you recommended me this game, I did not know how much this was gonna honestly like change my perception of rhythm games, and yet here I am and I love it. So I cannot wait for this. Big hype. Love getting erect. Love the erect mode. Sorry.
What did he say?
Pause. Love the erect mode. Cannot wait for it. And on to the next topic. Okay, I guess you could say this is something that's a little bit more personal for me. I just really wanted to talk about it because My Hero Ultra Rumble, as weird of an obsession I have for it, has been my obsession, to be honest with you. I think it's because I don't play a lot of single player games off stream or off camera anymore because I want to experience that with y'all. So I usually tend to go for things that I can play on my own or with friends, and My Hero Ultra Rumble has been that game for me recently. Fortnite obviously has been something that I always consistently play with friends, and a lot of other games that I can play with friends too, like Escape the Backroom, so fun. And all these other games, Lethal Company, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, one game that I know I can play both with friends, but also if I just want to play by myself, I can. They recently released All for One. So if you're not an anime nerd, you're probably like, who the hell is that? Basically the main villain of the anime for My Hero. But I just kind of want to go over quickly the trailer for him, and then we'll talk about it as it goes along. Let me hear you. But no, he is really fun, guys. I have been playing him a lot, and to try and explain what he does would be for me to try and explain the whole game. But just know that every character has different abilities, and he's able to steal those abilities, right? I've just been having a lot of fun playing with him. If you are into My Hero Ultra Rumble, hit me up. I'm always down to play with new people. But as you can see, he has a lot of stuff going on with him, right? You saw the electricity and all this and that. That's some things that he stole from other characters in the game. But this has been something I've been very excited about. Really cool stuff here going on. I really hope that they continue to cook, because like this game, it's not dead by any means, but it could definitely, this is one of those games that could definitely die off if they don't fix that, because hey, this is the freemium type game, right? Where it's free, but it's got a gacha system to it, and that gacha system isn't it ain't it, Chief. That's the best I can tell y'all. Moving on though, cool stuff. Very excited about this guy. Been playing him a butt ton in the game. But moving on to the next topic. So this is something I want to talk about because it's kind of like one of those gray areas where y'all are gonna be like, okay, this is not gaming. But it is about a streamer dude, and this is kind of like what I was talking about, where I can talk about different people too. If y'all don't know Neon, I don't even fully know him because I don't want to keep up with that drama. I'd rather keep up with someone like Queso, who's more wholesome, right? Neon is someone interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and actually really quick play a clip for y'all, just so y'all can get a sense. Shout out to Feisty Clips. I'm not gonna probably play the full video, but I want y'all to get a good grasp of the character of someone like Neon.
Streamer N3on actually has been banned from Kick now. I'll get into it after, but let me know you guys' thoughts on this situation.
The fuck? I tried to be nice.
I'm not saying that the kid is in the right, but it's a child. Children are hooligans. All right, bro. Like I you know, whenever you're getting into the internet, you're bound to deal with children who say the most out-of-pocket, horrid things known to man, and you just gotta be like, okay, bro, like, where are your parents? Like, you need better supervision. Like, you know, you can't let it get to you this bad, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
Shut the fuck up.
Like,
I'll
this
beat
is
the shit out of you and your fat girlfriend, bro.
What the fuck?
That fat slut. I'll smack her in her face.
like, obviously what he's saying is not good, but like,
And on God, I'm about to
Neon is an adult.
You're not doing shit. Shut the fuck up. Suck my dick.
And,
bro.
and did you hear that? Look, listen.
And on God, I'm about to dox your entire family. What's your name?
And he wants to dox this kid's family. Like, at the end of the day, I can understand telling off a mouthy kid, right? Like, there's nothing better. But at the end of the day, they are a kid. You gotta remember that it's not worth it, bro. And it's definitely not worth saying, I'm gonna dox you and your family. That's insane behavior. So now that you kind of got a taste of what Neon is kind of like, let's just go back a minute and talk about what happened to him recently. So he was actually arrested in Dubai recently. And if you read right here, it says he's been arrested in Dubai for filming at a theme park without proper permits. Now, obviously, this is not something that's like, oh my God, he like did something so horrible. And there's nothing saying that he's been sentenced yet. It's saying that he could be sentenced, but as it says right here, reports of him being sentenced to 1 year in prison are not true. Of all the things that he could have got arrested for, like, this is, you know, it's not something that's heinous, but it kind of does remind me of all these other streamers like Jack Dotery and all these other people who think that they can go into public spaces, have a camera, and do whatever the hell they want to people and places just because, you know, they're like, oh, look at me, I'm an influencer, and I'm like this big, huge, macho, whatever, I can do whatever the hell I want, no one's gonna touch me. And then you get smacked in the face like this, and then, yeah. And then you're gonna feel it, right? So, crazy, but then again, as I've said before on other things before, not as crazy as what I would have expected. I would have expected this man to get arrested for so much more. I'm not wishing anything bad. I don't wish bad things on people like that. But hopefully, you know, he can come out as a better person from this if he doesn't go to jail. Because I know a lot of, I don't know who's watching this man. I don't know who's watching this man. I've seen some of his other clips and I'm like, wow. Yeah, what a great role model. And not saying all streamers have to be role models, but at least have some decency, which I think is lacking here. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video today. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. This is my first edition of Nightly News, which I am going to be trying to do weekly from now on. So I do hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm very excited for this, actually. I do feel like this brings in two things that I really love. And obviously that's yapping, because everyone knows I can yap to the end of the earth. But it also lets me kind of get up to date on things and talk about them and give my experiences while also hearing what y'all want me to talk about and discuss, which I think is really cool. It's something I really want to keep pursuing. And I just hope we can keep going forward with this, because this is something, again, I want to do since I feel like I haven't been doing content as much as I wish I was. So with that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a great week, great night, whenever you're watching, or great day, not week. Great day, great night, whenever you're watching. I'll see all of y'all in the next video or stream. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.